Hello, friends. Welcome to the Second Phase podcast. I'm Robin Graham, your host, and a brand marketing strategist and photographer passionate about helping women connect and grow their audience and get more clients. I am so excited you are here with me today to chat all about branding, personal development, and life overall in the second phase. What is the second phase? The second phase for me was a change in careers and learning how to navigate a new world and build a business from the ground up, when I was actually terrified to put myself out into the world as something new. For some, the second phase is a significant lifestyle change, a traumatic loss, a move, an illness. It could be any number of things. No matter the definition of your second phase, we are here together to learn about creating a brand that stands out and makes an impact, and grow as our authentic selves and follow our callings, our passions, our visions, and our values. Now grab your cup of coffee or the dog's leash and let's dive into a new episode. If you listened to episode 91, you heard me announce how excited I am to introduce the Attract More Clients Accelerator Workshop. The workshop will be taking place live in the Female Entrepreneur Insider Facebook group January 11th, 12th, and 13th for 30 to 45 minutes each day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. In episode 91, I talked about the first day, which will be the 11th, and the fact that we will be doing an inventory of your brand messaging. On the 12th, the second day of the workshop, we will be talking about going from crickets to traction, how to kickstart more engagement. If your personal brand isn't working for you and people don't understand your message, you will hear crickets, aka silence. In day 2 of the Attract More Clients Accelerator Workshop, we'll dive into how to create more noise with your personal brand. We'll work on engagement, grabbing attention, and building relationships so that your audience isn't sitting there quietly, but picking up their phone, taking action, and hiring you. I'm so excited about the workshop, and I can't wait to see you kickstart your brand for success in 2021. See you there. Security. Leaving your comfort zone. Have you thought about the fact that opportunity is calling? So you don't like your day job. Why are you staying? Your second phase is waiting for you. Why are you showing up to a job every day that you don't enjoy? Or maybe it's even worse. Maybe in the year of layoffs, you were laid off too. If that happened to you, I am so very sorry. I'm sending you hugs and strength and prayers that if it is your desire to find another job, you find one quickly and can get back on your feet and feel strong and confident again. But that is the reality, unfortunately, that we're living in. I think the number of people that lost their job in 2020 is around 3 million. What does that tell us? That there is no guarantee of security when working for someone else. So instead of being unhappy or spending hours, days, weeks, months looking for a new job, why don't you create something of your own? You can. You're not sold on the idea? Here's the deal. If you are showing up unhappy to work, you are showing up unhappy at home in every aspect of your life. Unhappiness with your work leads to unhappiness in every aspect of your life. You'll be grumpy with the kids, grumpy with your spouse or partner, grumpy about life in general. Being unhappy will also lead you to be unhealthy. Not to mention, your anxiety levels will be higher, which can lead to higher risk of depression and other health problems. Did you know that in less than 6 months' time, you could put all of that behind you and build a business? If you are still working and haven't been laid off, you can approach it as a side gig at first, if you need to. A side gig can bring in additional income and give you hope for the day that you reach your goal and can take the side gig to full-time entrepreneurship. Even if you can't quit your day job today or next week or next month or even next year because you need the benefits to keep your family secure, you can start and do it on the side until you are making enough money to walk away with full satisfaction and security, with confidence that you're going to survive and thrive. People will tell you that you are crazy. They'll tell you that you can't do it, that it's too much or not enough. But the naysayers will always have something to say. Don't listen to them unless they have something constructive to say, because they don't know what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you and what your intentions are. If you're interested in learning more about intentions and setting intentions related to entrepreneurship and your life and being happy, you can listen to episode 91. I'll put the link in the show notes. But what's holding you back from creating a new type of security? Maybe not having any idea what you could do or how you could help others is holding you back, in addition to the security of a full-time job that you're miserable in. But that's just an excuse, right? If you have lived, you have experiences that you've gone through that you can now help others with. There will always be someone 1, 3, 5 years behind you that could use your help. Maybe through mentorship, maybe through coaching or teaching. The opportunities are endless. You do not have to have a certification to be an expert at something. If you have been successful in your corporate roles and responsibilities, you can guide someone else to be successful too. If you look back on the times you felt amazing about a job well done or were given an award for what you were doing, can you use those expertise to create a business of your own? Still don't have any idea how you could apply those skills, your skills, to create a side gig or start your own business? Let me ask you this. What are you passionate about? What makes you want to get out of bed in the morning? What lights you up inside when you think about it? Do you have a hobby that you could turn into a profession? What are your values? Do they align with your passion? Or can you make them align with your passion? Is there some flexibility there? What are your visions for yourself and your family? What do you see yourself doing when you are daydreaming? Who do you see yourself working with when you are fantasizing about leaving your current job? What about money? Is money security? If you don't know where to begin, you'll be wise to hire someone so that you don't waste time, energy, or money on starting and doing things wrong. Sure, doing things wrong gives great opportunities for learning, but if you hate your job and want to get your new business, your side gig, or full-on entrepreneurship off the ground sooner than later, you don't want to risk doing things backwards or not establishing a firm foundation for success. If you are tight on money, the last thing you want to do is waste it or delay success. It's one thing to make mistakes along the way, but something completely different to not know what you were doing and waste time not getting clients when all you really want is to create financial security to move forward into a new space, into new security, whether it's leaving your current job or replacing the job you lost. But if you really can't afford to spend a dime to start something, start anyway. I know you have a Google search bar. It's time to use it. Action can create security. Google your idea and see what comes up. Has anyone else created something similar to the idea you have? If yes, research them. Research their business. You do not want to duplicate what they're doing, but by researching, you can identify the areas of their business that needs improvement. How can you build on your idea by improving what someone else in the same space is doing? The fact is that there's really nothing new under the sun anymore. We live in a digital era where so many people have started online businesses or started doing something that you're going to find information about whatever the idea is that you have. Most likely, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but most likely. The goal is to continue creating in a way that will differentiate you from all others in the space while taking advantage of your unique skill sets and creative ideas. Once your research is complete, you can start building the business. You don't have to wait. Some of the first things you'll need to consider are identifying your niche and ideal audience. Now that you've done your research and identified your area of focus, your niche, basically, you must identify your ideal audience. You've all heard me say this many times before. You must know who you're talking to, or you'll be talking to no one. Make sure that your niche and ideal audience align with your values, visions, and passions. How about naming your business? Where do you start? Will you use your name or will you create a catchy name? No matter what you decide, invest in the URL with your name in it, if it's available. For me, it wasn't available as a .com. I could have used others, but I wanted the .com with my name. So that's why, if you've noticed, my website is the Robin Graham. And I just overlapped that with all of my social handles to make sure that I was consistent. But if that URL with your name in it is available, no matter what, purchase it. And then purchase the URL with the name of your business, if your name of the business is not your name. You should be able to purchase URLs with privacy protection for around $40. I recommend hosting on SiteGround. It's a great hosting platform, and I'll include the referral link that I have in the show notes for SiteGround. I love this platform. They've got great customer service. They've always been very responsive. And I feel like my hosting and my email and everything is very safe and secure on that platform. So again, that's SiteGround, and I'll put the link in the show notes for my referral code. Realizing that you may not have the resources to build a website immediately, you should purchase the domain names so that you have them when you are ready to build a website. Because website or URLs, domain names, they get taken all the time. And like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. So chances are somebody else probably has a similar idea to what you have. So make sure that no matter what, you invest in purchasing those URLs, because you're going to want them in the future and you don't want to risk somebody else getting them first. When naming your business, think about your long-term goals. Are you building a business that you could grow and sell in the future? If yes, you will want a catchy name, but no more than 4 syllables. Something that will transfer with the business if it's sold. Your name probably isn't going to be as transferable. You could still do it, and I've seen people do it, but that's totally up to you. If you want someone else running your business with your name, or if you would rather have a different name that you could potentially sell off in the future. If ultimately selling the business is not your goal, then use your name. It's a great idea. Why? Because you can expand your business and add additional services as you grow. For example, if you use your name and decide to write a book, become an author, you can use your current website and add a landing page for the book. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel later on. It gives you an opportunity for growth. If you can't afford a website upfront, create a business page on both Facebook and Instagram. Drive traffic to these pages. And as you get clients, ask them for reviews on your Facebook page, because then when you do have a website, you can take those reviews and put them on your website as testimonials. But you need a place to house your information and let people know that you are a legitimate business. I will never tell you that not having a website is the best way to proceed. But if you are on a tight budget, lost your job, or resources are limited, and you're starting a side gig, at a minimum, use Facebook and Instagram to build an audience and build the know, like, and trust factor. The most important thing is to start taking action to build the business. The longer you wait, the chances are fewer that you're going to have as much success. And if you're doing this, you need that security, and you need the security going forward into the future. So you may as well start now, because there's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be a time when you feel 100% safe, 100% secure, 100% confident. Start taking action. As I said before, action is going to lead to security. All right, so let's talk about creating a logo. If you are on a budget and don't have a lot to invest in your business up front, don't bother with creating a logo. That may sound like a crazy recommendation, but I promise it's sound. Here's why. Your logo is not your brand. A logo is part of your brand identity. But if you are starting out on a budget, invest in a professional headshot first and use that as your brand identifier. You will become recognizable and memorable faster, which is critical when first starting out. Your professional headshot. And if you don't have a surplus of money to invest in a professional headshot, download my Smartphone Photography for Business ebook to learn how you can create a good enough selfie for starters. The link will be in the show notes. But your professional headshot is going to be key for being recognizable and building that know, love, and trust factor. Being the face of your brand will pay off faster than any other investment you can make when starting a business. People buy personalities they trust, So get out there and introduce yourself to the world. Show your face. So, so important. I can't stress that enough. So let's talk a little bit about creating content. If you don't create content, no one is going to find you. No one will find you if you aren't presenting yourself to them. So where do you begin? As I mentioned before, having a business page on Facebook and Instagram are good starting points if you don't have a website. If you have a website, then you'll have all three. No matter what, you'll want these business pages on social media because they allow you to have more credibility than a personal page. And they also permit you to have analytics, data to look at, to analyze, to see if you're growing or who your audience is. Are you resonating with the right audience? Are you attracting the right people with your messages? So you definitely want to set up those business pages. Start with your bio when you start creating content. This will be the launching point for everything that you put out and becoming recognizable as an expert in whatever space or niche you're in. So start with the bio. And I also like to call that your I help statement on your social media platforms. This statement should tell your audience who you are, who you serve, and the problem you solve for them. For example, mine, I help women create personal brands that stand out, attract more clients, and make money. Host of the Second Phase podcast and headshot and branding photographer. So with that, I've told everybody what I do and how I do it, more or less. You're limited on character count. So you have to be pretty creative to get your message across as simple and concise as possible. Your social media post should be clear, cohesive, and consistent. Educate, entertain, and inspire. Always have a call to action. Invite your audience to ask you a question. Remind them to download your lead magnets. Ask them to answer a question related to your post topic, but always have a call to action. This is going to help increase engagement and help you build relationships, because your goal should be to build relationships that will convert to clients or become collaboration opportunities, which can lead then to increased referral sources. But your entire purpose for being on these platforms is to build relationships, create connections, emotional connections that become deeper and deeper so that people trust you. Okay, so email marketing is another way. It's a great strategy for building a business. And if you don't have a website, you can still use email marketing. So if you don't have the money to invest in a website, if you use a Facebook business page, Instagram business page, even LinkedIn, depending on the field that you're in and what you're doing, and email marketing, you could still build a platform for yourself for security and success. To start your email marketing process, use your existing contact list and create an email marketing plan to announce your new business and let people know what you're doing, how you serve, and the problem that you will solve for them. It gets a little tricky because people don't like to be added to an email list that they didn't subscribe to. I mean, we all get so many emails. We're inundated with emails every single day. So that can drive people a little bit crazy. However, your family and friends adore you and want to know what you're up to. So start with them. Start with the people you're already connected with and announce this endeavor that you're starting. Create your list in MailChimp, Constant Contacts, or ActiveCampaign. I'll include an affiliate link for ActiveCampaign in the show notes if you decide to go with that platform. But start with a free platform is what I'm going to recommend, because like we've talked about this, if you've lost your job or if you're starting a side gig but don't necessarily have a surplus to invest, start with a free platform until your list grows enough that you need to start paying for a subscription. But start with a platform that is free instead of paying for that subscription until you have to because your email subscriber list has gotten so big. So create an email announcement to send to your existing list, introduce your business, and give them the opportunity in the body of the email to unsubscribe if they don't want to follow along with your journey. And that's okay. You will have people unsubscribe. So what? They weren't going to purchase from you anyway. So that's totally okay. But this is how I created my list 10 years ago, and very few people unsubscribed. Most were curious and wanted to follow along with my journey, and many are still with me today. At the same time that you're creating this list, create a lead magnet. A lead magnet, and I mentioned this earlier in the episode, but a lead magnet is a free gift related to your expertise that will drive traffic to your email list. People will gladly give you their email address if you create something that will solve a problem for them. So what exactly are lead magnets? Lead magnets can be short and sweet, but they must solve a problem. Think about the smartphone photography for business ebook I mentioned earlier. People want to have great photos for their business, but they can't afford to have a professional photographer at the ready. My ebook is a free gift that helps people create eye-catching photos for their social media feeds, brochures, etc. You can offer a tip sheet, for example, a checklist, or your top 5 favorite products for your business, etc. It can be anything that's going to help someone else in relation to what you do, how you're helping them, the problem you solve for them. So other examples that I've created are the 5 components of a personal brand, basically how to start a personal brand, the personal branding lookbook ebook, which is a place where you can find everything you need to know about starting a personal brand and creating a shot list for photography, especially if you can't afford to hire a professional photographer. And if you can afford to hire a professional photographer, it tells you in this ebook how to hire a professional photographer, what to look for, pricing ideas so that you can budget, a shot list, samples so that you know what you need to prepare for, and all that good stuff. And then how to prepare for a headshot session is another mini ebook that I have out there. So the links to each one of these will be in the show notes if you want to download them. But I just want to give you an idea of different topics, different ideas that you could create a lead magnet for your own business. But the lead magnet, most importantly, should showcase your expertise in your niche and help you stand out as an authority while also solving a problem for your audience. You can literally start a business and build a brand using the tools that I've mentioned. Do I recommend having a website? And do I believe a great website will help you build your business faster and have more credibility? Yes, 100%. But if you are starting with limited resources, start by following the steps, doing the things that I've suggested. If you're still struggling with where to begin, book a call with me to learn about my coaching program that will guide you every step of the way to create a personal brand and business that stands out, attracts clients, and makes money. I promise you'll have a sense of security really quickly. Now, not sure about investing in a coach? Here's another option. Attend the Attract More Clients Accelerator in the Female Entrepreneur Insider Facebook group, January 11th to 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time each day. The link is in the show notes, or you can search for the group on Facebook. It's the Female Entrepreneur Insider Facebook group. I'd love to see you there. And I'd also love to watch your journey with starting your second phase, taking those next steps to finding security, happiness, and joy in the work that you do instead of staying in this corporate environment that doesn't make you happy, doesn't fuel you, and then ends up causing you to be unhappy at home in every area of your life. Or if you are struggling to find another job after being laid off in 2021 because of the pandemic, this is an incredible opportunity for you. As I said earlier, if you have a Google search bar, the sky is the limit. You can create a business and you can do so on a budget. You can do so without taking from your kids' college savings funds. You can do it, and you can do it successfully for a sense of security for a lifetime. All right. That's a wrap for today, everybody. I wish you a ton of joy today, blessings, and I'll be back next week with another episode on the Second Phase podcast. And that's a wrap, friends. Thank you so much for listening today. I am grateful to have you here with me. If you enjoyed this episode and found the information helpful, will you please take a moment to subscribe and leave a rating and review? That would mean the world to me. It will also help others find the podcast. I really look forward to getting to know my listeners. Will you please connect with me on Instagram? You can find me at The Robin Graham. You can also find me on Facebook and LinkedIn as Robin Graham. And I invite you to join my private Facebook group, The Brand Marketing Insider. Please spread the word about the Second Phase podcast. Until next time, remember to smile.